it's also an angle that you could go Snake, where your grenades are just going to basically say, charge shot, no. And turn them off.
Point in case. I mean, you called it.
But that, yeah, right away. So Sonido is looking to turn off charge shot against Denny. The grenade. So Samus has some weird matchups. For instance, like Duck Hunt, where the can and the gunman just really interact with charge shot in weird ways. I'm thinking Sonido has experience against Teaser specifically using Snake. So this is probably a comfort pick for him.
So I guess what I want to ask here is, the charge shot is transcendent, but do the things that it clashes with not count as projectiles, or is it just a different situation?
It's an item.
Ah, okay.
So like so you're using the grenade as an item. Like think about Olimar and his Pikmin. When you throw a Pikmin at it, bonk.
It's got its own hurt box, right? That makes sense.
So in that sense, Sonido probably has an experience playing Teaser, another extremely high-level Samus, and wow, what a call out.
Really tried to call that out, but just timed it a little bit late, expecting it to be a neutral get-up. Nonetheless, giving the advantage. C4. Pop.
But excited to see how this is played out so far. Sonido controlling very well, using the just item play from Snake. Like, this is what we were thinking of, especially in this matchup. Sonido is able to wait out some of these options, but Nikita trying to stuff out that recovery, and Sonido just playing this corner game so well.
Interesting. The hit lag from the get-up attack on the grenade allowed Sonido a little extra time to punish that. Speaking of punish that, what an up tilt.
Well, that's just what Sonido is looking to do. It's trying to find these options, these continuations off that grenade, and essentially get Denny to pick an option early. And using the grenade as coverage is really solid gameplay from Sonido.
Absolutely. Denny wants to get back to stage here, try to get some center control, keep Snake on the back foot. If Sonido keeps his projectiles on the screen, keeps his items, I should say, on the screen, see, I'm learning, then Denny's going to have a tough time, but what a great B-reverse charge shot to get him off stage.
And again, have to keep an eye on that C4. I feel like that's something that happens a lot against Snake players. You'll, for a half second, forget where the C4 is, and it's at the most inopportune time where it will explode and steal a stock.
And how do we get to this point, right? Sonido's at 200, Sonido's at 0%, and a stock up.
Wow, and the other thing that I'm thinking about right now is how Sonido is able to just cover this matchup, especially just using these Snake options, the dare just to oppress these shields. Samus wants to try and shark you with these up airs to get these strings at low percent. You can pretty much get taken for a ride at 40%, and right there, item eats the charge shot. Samus has no fun against Snake, and Sonido basically gets to pressure and control this matchup at will.
Wow. You're really showing the analysis of this matchup is spot on. The matchup knowledge is also spot on, and I think that
that'll do it.
This is probably going to be the cadence for the rest of the set.
So there is one thing. I have a friend who does play. So the charge shot isn't transcendent from what I'm understanding.
Okay.
But it does just, if there's an item, for instance, think like Youngling Bomb, think of Pikmin, think of Grenade, it's going to basically just bonk with it, and then that's it. The charge shot's gone. Right. All that charge, all that energy is gone. One thing that I do want to see Denny keep abusing is using the charge shot, but not a full charge shot. Get to 90%, because once you get to that full charge shot, you're adding something like 13 frames of lag to the end of that cannon fire.
That makes it a lot more difficult. We're seeing some good shield drops on the charge shots, too, so I shouldn't think that it's going to be too difficult for Denny to make that adaptation if they recognize it.
So this is one of the things that I'm a little bit curious is why the switch to Dark Samus. We know that when Dark Samus jumps, they don't go into a ball form. That is one of the things that you probably can't look at too well in this matchup. I think maybe that's something to like shift away from Snake in the air, but this is really reminiscent of Game 1, Kevin. You have Snake controlling this gameplay, and Denny is now kind of going to this approach of using Zair to poke out and then holding a baby charge shot, like a smaller one, like in that 30 to 50% charge range, and holy smokes, that clanked with an F smash.
Wow, that was tight and a little bit scary. This clash is really difficult. This matchup seems like it might be a very tough one just for Samus in general.
Well, yeah, Samus doesn't necessarily like matchups where you have these items that can guard you and make this matchup into and just control away from that. But Denny doing a much better job at adapting and playing around Sonido's threat radius. I still don't think we're going to see Sonic from this point of view now that I'm thinking about how, okay, well, into the mortar you go.
Yeah, we're back to an even game, which is surprising to see at this point, but what do you even say? I mean, this is just the stage control game. Stage control the game. Let's call it that.
I forgot. Dark Samus uses electrical energy, not fire, so it won't detonate the grenade. So that's the tech choice that someone has let me know is being made from Denny.
Thank you to that someone. Incredible analysis right there. I would have never called that out.
So when you bonk them using some of your other attacks, like your smash attacks, like your forward smash, your up smash, etc., you're using a fire element as Samus, and what a follow-up from Sonido. These grenade placements are so calculated. You see how Sonido is basically placing 2 explosives, saying, you can't land here, I know this is where you have to land, and immediately punishing with an aggressive option out of it.
Yeah, we see the peel option and the approach option for Samus, or Samus and Dark Samus in general, as being that fair. And so switching to that electric energy, like you said, not detonating the grenades is kind of crucial for scramble situations.
And that might be it. The F-tilt, not enough just yet, but doing a great job controlling the stage. I do like to see how Denny is being a little more cautious in how they're trying to approach. You can see they're trying to wait out some of these options from Sonido, not letting him be as grenade happy and just hammering on his shield. But great job getting back to stage. Dodges through the Nikita, still making it 207 on Samus.
And we are seeing more of what... Screw attack can't beat everything. Wow, that was incredible. But we are seeing what you were talking about, where Denny's building up the charge shot to about 90%, trying not to get that extra end lag, and it's paying off in a lot of ways. This is a tight game, much tighter than the last one.
Well, now you see Sonido using the mortar to effect, where he tried to basically create a situation where if you don't hold shield exactly in that spot, you're going to get up tilted, and he's going to continue these juggle situations where you have to get off the platform if you're Denny. You're not allowed to charge up there. Sonido can shark you relatively safely to boot. And now at 208 on Snake, that's a lot of rage in the pocket.
Yeah, this is looking scary when you're at 209, when you're at 0%. Every time I try to call out the percent, when the stocks are even but you're at a much higher percent, you have to start swinging a little bit. You have to start getting your game plan online, or you're going to get red. I've
heard there's a curse with commentators where sometimes, you know, we're trying to say something and the opposite happens. And what a jab combo from Sonido! Jab, jab, mortar.
I have never seen that confirm, and just, did you call scat for that one? That was incredible. Wow.
Look, Sonido just playing that matchup to a T, abusing grenades, abusing the fact that Samus doesn't really have ways to get in and mess with Samus. Snake. Too many S's on the screen. There's Samus, there's Sonic, there's Snake. Sonido. There's just too many to keep track of. But when you think back to this, do you really want to play Sonic into this matchup? Do you really want to be spin dashing into a charge shot? Do you want to try and play that game of chicken against super missiles?
Why bother when you have a Snake?